Welcome to the journey of discovering the unique aquaculture industry in Japan. In today's video, we will learn about one of the most beloved and treasured seafood, scallops. With their natural sweetness and excellent quality, Japanese scallops are not only famous domestically but also internationally. Scallop farming in Japan has a long history. Especially developed in northern coastal areas such as Hokkaido. Here, fishermen take advantage of clean, nutrient-rich seawater to cultivate high-quality scallops. Through each step of the careful nurturing and care process, the scallops grow in a perfect environment. From the process of selecting breeds, placing cages to harvesting, every stage is carried out with meticulousness and high technique. Let's follow and learn the secrets that have helped Japan become one of the leading scallop-producing countries in the world. The process of raising scallops in Japan begins with the selection of breeds. Young scallops are collected from the wild or raised in a controlled environment. Healthy scallops are transferred to special cages, ensuring the best living environment for them to grow. The scallop cages are released into the sea at a suitable depth, where the ocean currents provide abundant nutrients. In Japan, fishermen often choose the northern seas with cool and clear water, especially the area around Hokkaido, where the natural conditions are ideal for scallops to grow. During the farming process, it is extremely important to check and maintain the cages. Fishermen regularly clean the cages, remove algae and other organisms that cling to them, giving the scallops enough space and nutrients to grow quickly. Each cage is closely monitored to ensure that the marine environment is not polluted and that there is enough oxygen for the scallops to breathe. Usually, after about 18 to 24 months, the scallops will reach the ideal size for harvesting. During this time, they fully absorb nutrients from the sea, creating thick, sweet, and nutritious scallop meat. When it is time to harvest, the cages are pulled out of the water. Scallops that meet the size and quality standards will be carefully selected. They are then transferred to the preliminary processing and packaging process, ensuring that they remain fresh until they reach consumers. Thanks to the closed and strictly managed breeding process, Japan has exported millions of tons of high-quality scallops each year, supplying culinary markets around the world. When it comes to harvesting, Japanese fishermen are ready for a busy day. This is the most important time in the scallop farming process. When the results of months of careful care will be reaped, the scallops are raised from the seabed, where they have grown in a clean, nutrient-rich marine environment. The scallops have now reached their optimum size. With thick shells and rich, sweet meat, the scallops are pulled alive. With strong outer shells and juicy, fresh meat, each scallop is carefully inspected to ensure it meets strict quality standards before entering the processing stage. At the port, fishermen begin sorting scallops by size and quality. The qualified scallops are cleaned on the spot, removing sand and impurities to prepare for processing and packaging. The harvesting process does not stop at sea. After the scallops are brought to the mainland, They continue to be processed in modern factories, which ensure the highest food safety and hygiene conditions. The scallop meat is separated, washed and carefully packaged to preserve its freshness. Japanese scallops not only serve the domestic market but are also exported to many countries around the world. Each fresh scallop is carefully packaged, ensuring that the quintessential flavor of the ocean is preserved when it reaches consumers. With its special flavor, Japanese scallops have become a popular ingredient in high-end dishes. From fresh scallop sashimi to grilled and stir-fried dishes, scallops always bring a wonderful culinary experience. The post-harvest processing of scallops is an important step to ensure the quality of the final product. At modern factories, each scallop is carefully processed and inspected. They must meet standards of hygiene, food safety, and freshness before being put into the packaging process. After being cleaned, scallops are shelled and processed in a completely sterile environment. The scallop meat is then vacuum packed or frozen right at the factory to ensure the freshness and nutrition of the product is preserved. Japanese scallops are not only consumed domestically but are also a key export item to international markets. Thanks to a closed processing process and strict quality management, Japanese scallops are always highly appreciated for their freshness and safety. The packaged scallop crates are shipped by sea or air to all over the world. Wherever they are, consumers can enjoy the fresh and delicious taste of Japanese scallops. Scallops are not only a popular ingredient in high-end dishes at fancy restaurants, but are also widely used in local Japanese cuisine. From fresh scallop sashimi, scallops grilled with garlic butter, to scallops stir-fried with miso sauce, each dish celebrates the sweet and rich flavor of this seafood. With its natural sweetness and soft texture, Japanese scallops have become a favorite ingredient of many famous chefs. They are processed into dishes from simple to complex, each dish imbued with the culinary essence of the sea of the land of the rising sun. From the rich seas of Hokkaido to your table, Japanese scallops are the result of a meticulous farming and processing process. Each scallop contains the dedication of fishermen and the skills of talented chefs. Let's experience the fresh and delicious taste of the ocean through Japanese scallops. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so you don't miss out on interesting discoveries about seafood and cuisine. See you in the next video. After about 18 to 24 months of cultivation, when the scallops reach the ideal size, the official harvesting process begins. Fishermen use large fishing boats, equipped with specialized lifting and pulling equipment, to pull the cages up from the seabed. Each scallop cage contains hundreds of scallops pulled up from tens of meters below the sea. During this process, fishermen must operate carefully so as not to break the shells or damage the scallop meat inside. This ensures that the quality of the scallops is maintained throughout the transportation and processing process. On board, the scallops are sorted on the spot after being pulled up. Fishermen will remove substandard scallops and conduct a preliminary cleaning, removing dirt, sand and impurities from the outside of the shell. This helps keep the scallops fresh and clean before entering the advanced processing process. The post-harvest processing of scallops takes place in modern factories where hygiene and food safety are of the utmost importance. After being transported from the sea to the factory, the scallops are put into an automated processing line. First, the scallops are thoroughly washed using a high-pressure water system to completely remove sand, algae and other remaining impurities. This process is quick but ensures the cleanliness of each scallop. Next, the shelling process is carried out, with the scallop meat carefully removed from the shell. Each scallop meat is classified based on size and quality. The freshest and qualified scallop meat will be transferred to the packaging process, while unqualified products will be discarded. Before packaging, each scallop meat must undergo a rigorous quality control process. Only meat that meets the highest standards of freshness, color and texture is allowed to move to the final stage. In the packing room, the scallop meat is vacuum packed or frozen immediately to preserve its freshness and flavor. The scallop packages are tightly sealed to ensure that they do not oxidize or lose quality during transportation. After completing the processing, the scallop packages are stored in cold storage with strictly controlled temperatures. From here, they will be transported to restaurants, supermarkets, and consumption points around the world, bringing consumers the fresh taste of Japanese scallops. Japanese scallops are not only consumed domestically but also exported to major international markets such as the US, Europe, and Asia. With their naturally sweet flavor and rich nutrition, Japanese scallops have become a high-class ingredient in many special dishes. From the process of harvesting in the open sea to the professional processing in factories, each step is carried out with the utmost meticulousness and care. Japanese scallops are not only a symbol of the quintessence of seafood cuisine, but also the result of a modern farming and processing system. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video so you don't miss interesting stories about cuisine and seafood. See you in the next video. Squid, scientific name, loligo, is a popular seafood belonging to the mollusk group. Belonging to the class Cephalopoda, this squid has a long, slender body, a thin and soft outer shell, with two large eyes that help them observe and orient themselves in the water environment. They have 8 short tentacles and 2 longer tentacles, used to catch prey, usually fish and small marine creatures. Squid live mainly in seawater, from coastal areas to the deep ocean. They often move in schools and have the ability to spray black ink to defend themselves when attacked. In addition, squid is a species that moves quickly thanks to the jet mechanism, pushing water from the body through the mantle cavity. In terms of cuisine, squid is a popular ingredient in many cuisines around the world. Squid meat is sweet, chewy, and slightly fatty, suitable for many ways of processing such as grilling, frying, steaming, and making salad. Squid is also a rich source of nutrients, providing protein, minerals and vitamin B12. In fishing, squid are often caught by purse seine, trawl, or by hand. They are processed and exported globally, becoming one of the important seafood in international trade. Commercial squid fishing by net is a popular method, helping fishermen harvest large quantities of squid in a short time. There are three main methods using nets to fish squid: purse seine, trawl, and pen net. Purse net is a method using a ship to surround the squid school. The fishing process takes place as follows. Locate the squid school. Fishermen often use strong lights at night to attract squid. Because squid are attracted to light, once the squid gathers, the ship will use radar and detection devices to determine the location and size of the squid school. Casting a purse seine. Once the location is determined, fishermen cast a purse seine from the ship to surround the squid school. The net is cylindrical in shape and can be pulled closed like a bag to hold the squid inside. Retrieving the net. After the squid school has been surrounded, the fishermen pull the net up and harvest the squid. This method helps to catch a large amount of squid in a short time. Very effective for large fishing trips. Bottom trawling is often used in deeper waters. The process is as follows. Drop trawling. The net is dropped to the seabed and dragged along the seabed. Usually by large fishing vessels with powerful engines. Fishermen often drag the net in areas with high squid density. Drag trawling. As the vessel moves, the net sweeps across the seabed and collects the squid along with other seafood. In particular, in this method, the net can be designed to target squid based on mesh size. Retrieving the net. When the net is full, the vessel pulls the net up and harvests the squid. The squid is then put in a cold storage tank for storage before being transferred to the processing plant. The net method is applied in coastal areas where squid often move through. Setting nets. Fishermen set up fixed nets underwater along the coast or areas where squid often move through. Nets can be spread from the water surface to the seabed, with net blades guiding the squid into cages or net traps. Harvesting. After a certain period of time, fishermen harvest the net by pulling the net up and removing the squid from the net. This method is often used to harvest seasonal squid when they migrate. Using nets to harvest squid can help harvest large quantities in a short time and is suitable for industrial scale fishing. This helps increase productivity and reduce fishing costs. Disadvantages. Nets can be non-selective, easily catch unwanted seafood or damage the marine environment if used improperly, especially in the case of bottom trawls. The choice of appropriate fishing method depends on the characteristics of the sea area, the size of the squid population, and the scale of production of the fishermen. The double trawl is a method of using two vessels to pull a large net in the middle. This method is mainly used in deep water or offshore areas where squid often live. The process is as follows. Drop the net. Two fishing vessels run parallel to each other and pull a common net between the two vessels. This net is large in size and has a wide opening to collect a large amount of squid as the vessels move. Drag the net. As the two vessels move together, the double trawl sweeps across the area where there is squid. Both vessels maintain a synchronized speed to pull the net effectively and not let the squid escape. Retrieve the net. When the net is full, the vessels will stop to collect the net and harvest the squid. The squid is then put into a cold storage or onboard refrigeration system. The trawl is a selective fishing method based on size, commonly used in many squid fishing areas. The process of trawling is as follows. Set the net. The trawl is dropped vertically in the water, usually at the depth where the squid often move. This net has a mesh size large enough to allow smaller or larger species to escape, but retains squid of the desired size. Squid trapping. When squid swim through the net area, they will be blocked by the mesh and caught in the net. In particular, this method is highly selective, limiting the capture of unwanted species. Net collection. After a certain period of time, fishermen will pull the net up to check and harvest the squid. The gill net is also easy to preserve and reuse many times. The sheet net method is quite similar to the gill net, but is placed near the seabed. This is a method of catching squid in areas of certain depth. Net placement. The sheet net is dropped along the seabed where squid move. This method is often applied to squid species living in deep water areas. Squid capture. When squid move near the seabed and swim through the net area, they will be trapped by the mesh. The sheet net is highly effective in collecting large squid. Harvesting. Fishermen will pull the sheet net up to harvest after a period of time. This method is particularly suitable for areas with flat seabeds and high squid densities. A specialized technique for harvesting squid moving near the surface or in shallow water. Drop netting. A net is cast around the area where the squid are moving. The drop net is often used in areas close to shore where large schools of squid congregate at night. Encircling the squid. Once the net has surrounded the squid, the fisherman quickly pulls the two ends of the net together to seal it so that the squid cannot escape. Harvesting. The squid trapped in the net are collected efficiently. This method is very quick and is often used when large schools of squid are found. This method is less common but is also used for harvesting squid in coastal areas. Drag netting. A small net is dragged along the seabed by a boat to catch squid. The structure of the trawl net is very similar to that of a trawl, but is usually lighter and designed for smaller squid. Harvesting. Squid will be scraped into the net as the boat moves and harvested when the net is full. Advantages. Using nets to catch squid allows for large quantities to be caught in one catch. Increasing economic efficiency and saving time. The net method is also easy to adjust, suitable for modern fishing gear and supporting electronic equipment such as radar or sonar. Disadvantages. Some net methods can damage marine ecosystems. Especially when using bottom trawls or non-selective nets, leading to the bycatch of unwanted species and the destruction of natural habitats of many marine species. In general, methods of squid fishing with nets are being increasingly improved to increase efficiency and minimize negative impacts on the marine environment.